David Ng, General Manager of International SOS Malaysia, thank you for being on the InvestKL Conversations. Now, International SOS, David, has been in Malaysia for the last 20 years. Just as KL has grown, so has International SOS. Oil and gas has really taken off as an industry.
Yeah.
How has the city's impetus behind oil and gas and all that side really helped you guys build your business as well?
Oil and gas is a very important sector for International SOS. We provide a lot of medical consulting and medical staffing for the oil and gas sector. So being in KL, we are able to tap into the oil and gas industries, which is growing leaps and bounds in Malaysia. And we see a lot of oil and gas multinational companies locating their head office in KL. And for us, it's an ideal location for us to be close to our customers.
Well, KL, when you put it against other cities like Jakarta or Bangkok or Manila or Singapore or even the Hong Kongs of this world, how has it differentiated itself on the business front, on the infrastructure front, on the access front, on the location front?
If you look at KL, I would say that there are several advantages for foreign investors. Firstly, KL is a very livable city. It has all the modern conveniences for professionals as well as expatriates. And I think one of the key consideration for expatriates locating in KL would be the international schools. We have some of the best international schools in the region. Another reason for locating in KL city would be the talent pool. And KL being a very livable city, it attracts talented people who wants to work in Malaysia, in KL. And we have a very educated workforce, multicultural and multilingual, which is an advantage for a lot of companies. And I think thirdly is the infrastructure. As you mentioned, KL has one of the best infrastructure in the region. It has good roads and airports, railway link connectivity. But besides that, it has very good telecommunication infrastructure as well, which is important in today's IT environment.
But where you work with government agencies such as InvestKL and the linkages and the facilitating services that they provide, has that been a huge factor in how you do business in this country when you compare to other cities in
Definitely.
ASEAN?
I think we have been engaging InvestKL since 2 years ago when we were considering whether to set up some of our regional functions in Malaysia or not. And InvestKL has been very helpful in helping us make the right decision. They help us connect with the right government agencies and also explaining to us what are some of the tax incentives that are available for foreign investors like us. And at the end of the day, after considering all things, we have decided to set up some of our regional functions in KL.
Okay, from a structural standpoint, David, Malaysia's tax regime, the ease of doing business metrics, we've all been improving on that front, especially on the World Bank rankings, David. Do those factors come into play when you consider how easy it is or otherwise to do business in KL?
Of course, I think that is one of the prime consideration for foreign investors and for us as well in deciding to relocate some of our regional functions to Malaysia. Ease of doing business is definitely one of the major consideration, and this is where the Malaysian government has been very supportive of foreign investors. They will try as far as possible to remove any red tapes.
On the origination front, in terms of building out new talent, fresh talent from universities and graduate schools and management programs, David, how does KL rate when compared against, say, Jakarta or Bangkok?
Correct. I think government have various incentives to support building fresh talents, especially graduates. They have incentive schemes for companies to hire graduates and provide training budgets.
David, you earlier touched on the issue of affordability and the cost of living issues. Do those areas continue to be a compelling proposition?
Definitely. I think affordability is a key factor here. If you look at other cities in the region, their costs have escalated and the cost of doing business have escalated. And in Malaysia, you still get a lot of value for your money.
David Ng, General Manager of International SOS Malaysia, thank you for being on the InvestKL Conversation.
Thank you, Chuan.